What's up, guys? This is Team Slip. I am the driver of the 80-foot El Camino, showing you how to remove the outer tie rod ends on the 9th Gen Civic Si. Let's go.
What's up, guys? I'm the owner of the Civic Si. Alrighty, guys, there's a couple of things you will need to do this job. 24 ratchet, 19 millimeter socket. If you have power tools, of course it helps. You will need some tweezers for the cotter pins. In this case, I'm using Tech outer tie rods. See how these do. I've never personally used them. I'll give you guys a review later on how they perform, especially after a big willow. See how it goes.
So today we all decided to participate in this video. I am the owner of the Mustang SM95 and I'll be explaining the rest. Before you loosen this nut, make sure you mark it. Next, you want to remove the cotter pin and then take out this nut. If you ever remove tie rod ends and you plan to use them again, remove the nut but leave it just at the top, the way I'm going to perform right now. That way you don't mess up the threads on the tie rod end. In our case, we'll be replacing them, so it doesn't matter. But just to show you guys, I'm going to show you guys how I save the threads on this. You can also hit it at the knuckle if you don't want to hit the threads at all, or you can buy a special tool. There's definitely more than one way to remove them. Next, you can finally now remove the other nut, the one that we marked earlier. You don't have to back up the nut too much, that way you don't lose the count in the threads. Next, once you remove this other nut right here, make sure that you count the threads of how much turns you do on the tie rod end. Make sure you don't forget to count as soon as you start turning. In our case, we got 12 turns before it came off. Doing this method is not going to give you a perfect alignment. Doing this method is just going to get your vehicle straight enough for you to drive it to an alignment shop. Once you remove the tie rod end, make sure that the new one that you're about to install is for the correct side. Once you install the tie rod end, you can go ahead and tighten up the nut. You can also go ahead and tighten up the castle nut. Do not forget to put the cotter pin. It's always a good idea to double check your work with hand tools. Alright, now that it's tight, you can go ahead and install the cotter pin. Make sure you fold the ends of the cotter pin. Double check that everything's tight and you're good to go. It's always a good idea to run the lug nuts by hand first. That way you don't cross-thread them. When you tighten down the bolts, make sure you do it in a star-shaped pattern and evenly. But most importantly, make sure you torque down the lug nuts in star-shaped pattern and torque them to spec. So doing the other side will be the same exact procedure. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for many more videos. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and keep on building.